The United States has been regarded as a world leader in the global economy. However, recent reports suggest that the country's monetary policy has been causing damage to the world economy. The US Federal Reserve has been printing money for decades, resulting in the inflation of the US dollar. While this may benefit the US economy, the rest of the world bears the brunt of this policy. When a crisis hits a nation, or in the case of the COVID-19 pandemic, the entire world, governments and central banks have to act fast. When the pandemic hit in March 2020 and lockdowns were imposed throughout the world, economies suffered sharp declines. In response, the US Federal Reserve took a seemingly drastic measure to inflate the economy. They printed trillions of dollars. Economists, however, have time and again cautioned against the impulse to create more money. If the government creates too much money, people would end up with more money in their hands. Consumers would demand more and supply in the short run would fail to meet the sudden rise in demand. High demand pushes prices up, which in the worst-case scenario can lead to hyperinflation. For instance, in 2008, inflation rose to 231 million% in a single year in Zimbabwe, because of the government's mistreatment of the currency as its piggy bank. The US Federal Reserve's money printing policy has led to the devaluation of the US dollar. As a result, other countries have been forced to bear the consequences of this policy. The devaluation of the US dollar has led to a rise in inflation and has made imports from other countries more expensive. Developing countries, in particular, have been hit hard by this policy. Many developing countries rely on exports for their economic growth. However, the devaluation of the US dollar has made the products more expensive, leading to a decline in demand for their exports. If the US dollar collapses, the cost of imports will become more expensive, the government will not be able to borrow at current rates, resulting in a deficit that will need to be filled by increasing taxes or printing money. Inflation will skyrocket due to the higher cost of imports and the printing of money, resulting in an overall collapse of the economy. Though the US dollar may have a lower value than other currencies, the commercial viability of the US is unchallenged. The dollar is used globally as a currency in worldwide transactions. The majority of oil trades are done in US dollars, and the country itself is the largest economy in the world and a politically and economically stable nation. Some countries aim to de-dollarize or reduce the dependency on the US dollar, but it is still essential for global business and a widely held reserve currency.